everybody's into the surface level BS of using ChatGPT to write things and all this other crap. What they don't understand is you have to train the model. Okay. That's what keeps me up at night, because they're not training the model on what they're doing with their language. And what's keeping me up at night is we don't have a standardized industry methodology for establishing and maintaining corpora. Mm-hmm. You know, that bucket of where we're going to put things. All right. You go to any organization. You know, hey, listeners, go to your CTO, go to your CIO and say, hey, if we're going to do this thing, what's the corpora management tool we're using? Mm-hmm. Yeah, crickets farting. That's what you're going to get. You're going to get crickets farting. Okay. You got to figure that out. You know, we can help. We maintain a corpora. I don't even have a corpora service or API to sell you. You know, I'd love to say, oh, and I have the answer here.
Here we go.
I don't. I have one for me, which is very, very, very robust, but I don't have one for you. And you're going to have to build one. And nobody's talking about an industry standard for that yet.
So can I pause you real quick on that?
Yeah.
So, and, you know, we're talking about that through the lens of like AI, right? Like you need some common definitions, you need some common corpora. Why is that different than like a human writing, or like hiring someone to write your policies as a human versus like going to ChatGPT? Like where does why is that different?
It's I'm gonna give you a real for instance.
Okay.
Much apologies to you, Mr. Jackson. I'm now going to tell a story out of school. Michael Jackson is, believe it or not, his real name was Michael Jackson, and I loved him. He worked for the FDIC and the FFIEC, and by the way, he's like 6'4", and he hated it when you would walk up and go, "I like Michael." But they came to us, one of our earliest clients, and they said, "We got a problem. Humans are writing our FFIEC audit guides." I said, "Okay, what's the problem?" He said, "We got 9 of them." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Do you know how many different ways we're saying the same thing and using the same words to say different things?" When we did deduplication and harmonization of their internal documents, not industry documents. Look, you know, here's one document. This one document. Each document had anywhere between 40 and 60% overlap because they were saying the same thing different ways or different things the same way. So when you have multiple humans working on it, this is why I say humans can't do mapping. These are not stupid people. These are really smart people that I really, really, really respected and respect to this day. Yeah, I make fun of Michael because he became a friend. And I can, and I'm out of arm's length because he pounded me for telling these stories. But seriously, they had 60% duplication. That's why you need a corpora. That's why you have to have in this world, you have to have this thing to put it together. And you need that second part, which is a corporate dictionary. Yeah. Now, here's the second story on this one, and Stephen Piliero can back me on it. Jody Mack from Moxie PLC was there, the PR firm, a bunch of people from NIST. I know you NIST guys are going to yell at me when you hear this one. So I was really, really mad. We went to Gaithersburg. We met with the NIST guys, and they were first coming out with the NIST cybersecurity standard. And they'd asked us to work on it and help dedupe it and map it. And I realized that they were talking about cybersecurity different throughout the document. They had multiple authors. And typical Dorian fashion, you know, I'm kind of like a bull in a china shop if you haven't figured that part out yet. I got mad and I grabbed them all in the same room. And I said, okay, this is horse crap. I'm reading this thing, and the way I'm reading it, I've got a bunch of different definitions of cybersecurity because you're using it in different ways. So I gave everybody a piece of paper and a pen. And I said, without cheating, write your definition of cybersecurity. I won't tell you how many authors were in the room. I picked them up And there was one more definition than there were authors. And I said, okay, how did that work?
Yeah, I don't even know how that math works.
I said, how's that math work? Did somebody spawn, another invisible person here? How do we get more definitions? And then we started looking through them, and we had, it was just slightly less than the total number of people there, materially different definitions. And I finally said, who wrote two? And one guy raised his hand. I said, why'd you write two? He said, I didn't know which one was right. I said, dude, you're writing the National Cybersecurity Standard. How can you have two definitions? And how can this august group of people come up with this many materially different definitions and not talk to each other? Because that's what humans do.
Yeah.
We all think we know. Anybody who's ever been married darn well knows that you use the same words to mean different things. And different words mean the same thing. Because you've had that conversation with your wife, your kids, everybody except your dog. Because your dog intuitively knows what you're talking about. Your cats are ignoring you. So they don't even come into the picture. The only ones that know what's going on really in the world is dogs. Because I think dogs are just sucking it out of our brain what we really mean. They're just not listening to the words. But everybody else, we're doing those different things. Machines don't do that. And how these large language models work, how AI works, is it literally, I don't know if I sent the screenshot to you guys last night or not, but I grabbed a screenshot from the Amazon package we use, which is very, very advanced. And right in there, it says, here's how to tie in your synonyms, your antonyms, your hypernyms, your hyponyms. And your dictionary will go into our reading of your corpora, so that our similarity engine can work. Because when that guy says privacy policy, and that person says personal privacy policy, and that one says the data privacy policy of personal information, we know it's the same thing. That's why the second part of that puzzle is your dictionary. And ain't no one talking about how to handle that.
Yeah.
Either of those two things.